How's everyone doing? Today I have a Dollar Tree Blu-ray and DVD haul. If you've seen these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them and let me know which one of these is your favorite and let me know which one I should watch first. And let me know if you've picked up any Blu-rays or DVDs at your Dollar Tree and let me know what the best thing you found at your Dollar Tree has been. Now, there are 14 titles in here and I didn't get them at my Dollar Tree. I did I purchased these from somebody on Instagram, and they have a channel on here on YouTube as well. MI Dollar Tree, and it's Larry and Melissa, and they're really nice people, and they will go to their local Dollar Trees, and they have, I guess, a cornucopia over there. And if you see anything they like in the pictures, you comment to them or message them and they will pick them up for you and they'll do trades or you can just buy them. I've done trades with them in the past. This time I just bought these ones. And I definitely appreciate them, helping people out. Because like my local Dollar Trees are terrible. They rarely ever have Blu-rays. If they do, it's like the World Series ones or like, IMAX and Space ones. It is a rarity to find anything at my Dollar Tree, especially like Blu-ray wise. And I've heard people picking up 4Ks. I'm still skeptical. I know Bad Santa 2 a few years ago, but people posting pictures of like Dark Tower and Avengers 4Ks at their Dollar Trees. I don't know. I feel like people are placing those there. But I want to give a big shout out to Larry and Melissa, MI Dollar Tree DVD. They sent me a note. Check out their channel and their Instagram. I'll put a link down below for their YouTube channel. It says, "Hi Jay, here are the DVDs you asked for. Enjoy the movies. We hope to continue to trade with you. Happy hunting. Be safe out there. We like your videos. We're enjoying the hunt." Maybe I did send them some stuff for trade then. I know in the past I've done trades and then some stuff I've, sent them a couple things and then sent them some money as well. But maybe I did send them a couple things for trade as well. It's been a little bit now, I forgot. Usually they'll do like every a month. They'll pick up stuff for a month and they'll send them out at the end of the month kind of deal. And they sent a vinyl decal, DVD and Blu-ray hunting and trading club. So that's pretty cool. I like that. But definitely check them out. They have a great channel and their Instagram as well. And they're helping people out, in the movie collecting community that can't find these things at their Dollar Tree. So I think that's super awesome. But let's go ahead and go through the Blu-rays first. Again, my Dollar Tree didn't have any. Actually, I take it back. They had one of the DVDs in here, which I ended up picking up and forgetting that I got it. So that one will be up for trade if anybody wants to do a trade for it. But none of the Blu-rays were at my Dollar Tree. And they packaged everything very well inside this Dunkin' Donuts box, all secured and bubble wrapped and all kinds of goodies in there. I appreciate that. Let's go ahead. One more Blu-ray down here. One of the few ones that I've seen, only a couple out of these, but Rough Night. This is just a ridiculous, raunchy, over-the-top comedy movie with a female cast. Scarlett Johansson, Kate McKinnon, Jillian Bell, Lina Glazer, and Zoe Kravitz. They were friends in college. They haven't seen each other in a while. 10 years later, they throw a bachelorette party for Scarlett Johansson, and they go to Miami, and from what I can recall, they accidentally kill a stripper, and they're trying to cover it up, and just crazy hijinks ensue. There's a male stripper there, and it's just, there are some funny moments in here. There's some scenes that don't work, but overall, I thought it was decent enough to, want to get and keep in the collection for just a ridiculous comedy movie to put on and just get some laughs out of it. And some good supporting cast in here, too. You got Demi Moore. I can't remember his name right now, but he was, from Modern Family. That guy right there, Phil Dunphy. He was in the Dawn of the Dead remake, and he was great in that role. But it was a ridiculous, fun, raunchy time. And if anybody wants the digital copy code, here you go. There you go. Sometimes I'll pick up stuff on the Dollar Tree and I'll sell the digital copies, and sometimes you can make money, buying it, because at the Dollar Tree it's $1 movie, and you sell the digital copy for like $2. You can make a profit, but not everything has a digital copy. But that one is for you guys if you want it. Next up is Taboo, which is a TV series. Only one season so far. They want to make a second season. Tom Hardy's one of the creators here. Supposedly he lost money on this show. Maybe he recouped it with physical media, home video releases. But that was the initial talk. And it's set in 1814, after the War of 1812. But he's been away, I think, in Africa, and he comes back to London to inherit what's left of his father's shipping empire and build a life for himself, except there's a lot of betrayal and conspiracy and murders and dark family mystery, and people trying to kill him, and he's trying to, you know, navigate this new world and adjust. And it looks like it's going to have a really good supporting cast. Tom Hardy is the lead. I've heard good things about this show, so I'm looking forward to checking out 8 episodes for this season, and I heard they're, you know, trying to make a second season, so I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out. Period piece, and it sounds like it's a passion project for Tom Hardy. So I heard good things. Can't wait to check that one out. And a Blu-ray TV show for $1, and a great cast in here. A lot of other recognizable people right there in the back. Next up is The Secret of Nim, which I remember seeing as a kid. I haven't seen it since I was a kid. It's a Don Bluth film. Don Bluth does lots of great animated movies. Let me know what your favorite Don Bluth movie is. He did All Dogs Go to Heaven. He did, I'm trying to remember, American Tail, which is one that I absolutely love. But he did some video game stuff that I remember loving as a kid. Space Ace and Dragon's Lair. You know, he's done a lot of animation stuff, but he did a whole bunch of other ones. Rock-a-Doodle. Some, you know, lesser popular ones. Pebble the Penguin. But just some great films that I remember growing up with. And this is another one I saw it as a kid. And I, you know, vaguely remember there's this mother mouse. There's an amulet, a crow. She has to, you know, move her house, and you know, there's all kinds of different things happening in here to trying to stop her. There's that, you know, Rock-a-Doodle had a, you know, evil owl character too. There looks like to be an owl right there, very similar looking actually from that one. But yeah, there's going to be, you know, tests of courage, and she has to fend off a ferocious cat, and, you know, all kinds of, there's the magic amulet in there again. And is to save her family from Farmer Fitzgibbon's plow. So I just remember it being an entertaining movie, and I'm looking forward to revisiting this one from Don Bluth. Let me know what your favorite animated movie was as a kid, and your favorite animated movie now, all time. Next up is one that I'm super excited to add to the collection. It's CelticsLakers with Billy Crystal, Daniel Stern, and Bruno Kirby. Love this movie so freaking much. Directed by Ron Underwood, who directed Tremors. He's done a lot of TV work as well. But this one is just a really fun, entertaining film. I love the supporting cast here. Helen Slater, Jack Palance, a lot of recognizable people in here. It's just basically about these group of friends, or actually really just these three. But I love the interaction once they're at the cattle ranch, but they're going through like a kind of a midlife crisis. Each one of them are dealing with their own issues. And they go on a kind of a vacation. They take these vacations together. In the beginning, it's the running of the bulls, which was actually hilarious, that intro. But this time they go to a cattle ranch, and you know, they're herding cattle under the New Mexico sky. Jack Palance is great there. It's like the veteran, gruff cattle herder. So good in that role. And there's a sequel to this too, which I think recently got a maybe not recent, maybe a couple of years ago, a Shout Factory release. I don't know, Curly's Gold or something like that. But yeah, this one was such an entertaining time. I love the cast. I love the interactions. It all felt genuine. It felt like they were, you know, friends in real life. And I love just, you know, I'm a fan of Westerns, so I like seeing that kind of setting and seeing that old kind of, you know, cattle herding and stuff like that, which it still goes on today. Not quite at the level it used to, but I just thought it was really interesting, and I love the interactions, and I love the whole cast was great from top to bottom. And some good special features on here too, but really excited for this one. I think this is an amazing find. I might do a video of like the best Blu-rays to find at the Dollar Tree. This would be on my list for sure. 99 Homes is another one that was really an amazing one. Iceman, Valley of Elah, something like that too, with Tommy Lee Jones. That was a really good, you know, war drama kind of movie, trying to find out what happened to his son. But yeah, that was also an amazing one. But there's been some really great films at the Dollar Tree. I think a lot of people are under the misconception, oh, it's just a lot of junky titles. They have, you know, a cornucopia of that for sure. But they have some hidden gems, and they have some great films. And this is a very eclectic mix of movies and TV shows and stuff. So I'm definitely curious to see what you guys think is the best pickup out of this haul right here. Next up is Hellride, which is a biker movie. And you got Quentin Tarantino Presents. So right there, that's going to draw some people in. And, you know, he doesn't direct it. He's, you know, just a producer essentially on here. It's written and directed by Larry Bishop. So, you know, if you take the time to read past that, there's, you know, right there who it's directed by. It's Dimension Extreme release. And I remember that line. They had some great horror releases. But yeah, this one to me seems like it's going to be, over the top crazy action in here. Dennis Hopper's in here. David Carradine, Vinnie Jones. Apparently Vinnie Jones is an arrow wielding rival gang leader. Sign me up. I love Vinnie Jones. He's so awesome. But Eric Balfour, a bunch of other recognizable people, and Michael Madsen. But it's just a biker gang, and they're bikers, babes, and booze. Sold. And then the cast, sign me up. So they're part of a motorcycle gang bent on avenging the death of one of their own. So it's going to be just crazy over the top action. I'm excited for this one. I love just the design for that too. Definitely makes me think of like, old grindhouse feel, but can't wait to watch that one. Next up, this would probably be on my list for one of the best Blu-rays you can get at the Dollar Tree. Cheap Thrills. I love this movie so much. Pat Healy and Sarah Paxton were also in the Innkeepers together, so they have great cast chemistry. I love the Innkeepers. One of my favorite modern horror movies. Ethan Embry and then David Koechner too. David Koechner, so good. He's been in a ton of stuff. Of course, Anchorman and The Office, though. I love him in The Office. Packard, but Ethan Embry is such. I feel like he's in so much recently, but I remember him back in the day when he was a little kid. Dutch, Empire Records and Can't Hardly Wait, and so many classics. And then he's just everywhere now. I remember watching The Guest. Rewatching again recently too. I love that movie, but he had a small role in that one. And he was also in a recent heavy metal horror movie called Devil's Candy. Such an amazing film. Would highly recommend the heck out of that one if you're into horror movies. But this one to me, I love this so much. And this is really cool. This is a Draft House Films release, and I love what they do as a company. They have some really interesting titles. But this is just like a dark comedy thriller, black comedy. And basically, Pat Healy gets fired. He's, trying to raise his family, and they're struggling to make ends meet. He's going to get evicted. He's got to come up with money. And he goes to a local dive bar, and he sees his old deadbeat pal, Ethan Embry. And then they run into this couple right here, David Koechner and then Sarah Paxton, celebrating her birthday. And he's got tons of money, and he's making them do like these bets essentially to make money, whoever does it first. They start out like little things, hitting on a girl in the bar kind of thing. And then it, escalates to pooping in the neighbor's house, to violent things, beating each other, cutting off fingers, and, escalates to just a lot of craziness and a lot of violence, drugs, sex, laughter, all that kind of stuff, self-destruction. But yeah, it's just trying to get the money. Only one of them can get it from each bet. And it just, it gets out of hand, and it was amazing. I freaking love this movie so much, and I'm a big fan of Sarah Paxton, and can't wait to see her in more things as well. But the whole cast really shined here. Here's a free digital copy, by the way, if you go to Draft House Films, their site, to download it. There you go. And on the back right here, you got some other things. 10 films, one price, straight to your door. Draft House Films Alliance. Looks like a vigilante right there on the back. But you get a booklet, which I think it's always awesome to have for a film that you enjoy, to have behind the scenes information, photos. You get disc artwork, but then you get that reversible artwork, which is friggin' amazing. I love that artwork. I think that's so awesome and just so fitting for this film. But I do like seeing the cast too, so I'm kind of torn. Which artwork do you like better? That bloody punch to the face right there, or the whole cast? And you do see Pat Healy's bloody face, but I'm torn because I think they're both awesome. Sarah Paxton is a babe, so I kind of have, like seeing her on there too, but I love that other cover. But this one I would give a high recommendation to. One of my favorite pickups of the Dollar Tree. Actually, it's funny, this lot right here has two of my all-time favorites so far from the Dollar Tree over the years, CelticsLakers and Cheap Thrills. I've heard great things about Taboo. Secret of Nim I remember liking a lot as a kid, so maybe those will end up being on my top 10 best Blu-rays you can get at the Dollar Tree. But that's a video I want to do coming up soon. Next up is Bad Teacher. I've seen this one before, and it's just, again, a raunchy, crazy, over-the-top time. Cameron Diaz is the selling point here. She is stunningly gorgeous and great in this role. She plays, the raunchy slacker role, kind of crazy, over the top. She doesn't want to work as a teacher. She's dumped by her fiance. She sets her sights on Justin Timberlake, who is a rich, handsome substitute teacher. Or maybe just a substitute, actually. It's been a while since I've seen it. It's a substitute for possibly, filling in for the fiance. But he is a teacher in here. And then she's shrugging off the advances of the gym teacher, Jason Segel. And then from The Office, some more Office characters in here too. But, you know, Phyllis, and then there's a ton of recognizable people in here too. Looking forward to revisiting this one. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I just remember it being ridiculous and over the top. You've got some Blu-ray exclusives in here, so I definitely appreciate that for physical media. And this is the unrated edition. You know, people always say, you know, streaming and stuff like that. I feel like, again, that's one of the reasons to get physical media. You get sometimes Blu-ray exclusives, but you also don't have to worry about losing everything. You're essentially, you know, for streaming stuff, you don't actually own anything. People talk about, you know, showing your digital libraries. You don't really own that. At any time, they could disappear. They can, you know, be edited and censored and taken down. No matter what, though, like the picture quality is going to be better, and you know, they're doing a lot of advances, but still, depending on your setup, I guess I should say as a disclaimer. But again, I like the Blu-ray exclusive special features and stuff like that, and a lot of times they don't have that on, at least not all of them, especially when it says exclusive for you know, streaming and stuff. But next up is another Draft House Films release, Amira and Sam. I've heard good things about this one too. I'm looking forward to checking it out. Obviously, they're gonna deal with some you know, cultural tensions and stuff like that, especially in this day and age. And this is the feature-length film directorial debut as well for Sean Mullen. And I know he did a documentary on like Budweiser, making, I don't know, it's called The King of Beers maybe, but making Budweiser and everything that goes into it. And that's something I want to check out. I've heard about that one and I'm intrigued. But this is basically about this one character who's an Army veteran, played by Martin Starr from Freaks and Geeks in Silicon Valley. And he's coming back from civilian life after a lengthy tour overseas. And he's reuniting with his unit's former Iraqi translator in New York City, and he meets Amira, who doesn't like soldiers, essentially, and she doesn't want anything to do with them, but she runs into immigration trouble, and he basically, you know, puts her up in his apartment, and they start off rough, and, you know, build a friendship, and then it blossoms into, obviously, a relationship, and then they have other hurdles with, I guess, other people involved, too, maybe trying to affect the relationship, and you know, her status and stuff like that. So I feel like this seems kind of formulaic, but it's going to have a lot of heart, and especially in, you know, today's society, I think it's going to be very relevant. So I'm definitely looking forward to checking this one out. Again, heard great things about it. So Amira and Sam. Looks like it's going to be heartfelt and emotional. Those are all the Blu-rays. Now let's get into the DVDs. Jackals, which I have seen. This is actually, I got this package, and this is like one of the first ones I put in. Because I wanted to check it out. It looked awesome. I feel like it had the potential to be so much better than it was. I feel like it's a bit of a missed opportunity. I like the cast in here, especially, you know, Stephen Dorff and Jonathan Scaich, who was in the recent Day of the Dead film, Day of the Dead Bloodline, I think it was called. It was a terrible movie, but he was in there. To me, Bub is one of the most iconic zombies. Bub and Tarman, like, those are like top two. Let me know who your favorite zombie is of all time. And then there's the Day of the Dead TV show, which I haven't really heard anything about, but I want to check that one out and give it a fair chance. There's just a cornucopia of horror TV shows going on right now, and I'm so thankful for it. Let me know what your favorite current horror TV show is. I feel like Chucky gets a lot of love, so there's that one. But I know the Hellraiser one's going to come out. I know what you did last summer. I think it's on Amazon, and then, you know, Day of the Dead, and, you know, The Walking Dead's still on, still going. There's tons of ones out there, but Walking Dead in the final season, I actually feel like I should finish watching that. I invested like 8 seasons into it. I think this is the 11th season, so I just haven't watched the past 3. But, you know, 8 seasons in, I'm invested, but I just got so tired of the show. I felt like it was so derivative. They had a shock and awe episode, and then like a few like filler episodes, it felt like. And then they killed off all the characters I really cared about. But I don't know, 8 seasons in, still invested, right? I should finish it off, but we'll see. But this one right here was an interesting concept. I liked it. They basically kidnap somebody, and, you know, it starts off with two ski masked men, you know, drag a guy back to a secluded cabin. But you find out it's, you know, they're kidnapping this guy's, this family's son, who essentially is in a cult, and, you know, brainwashed the kid, and they're trying to deprogram him. The help of Steve Dorff's character, who's an experienced cult deprogrammer, and, you know, try to, you know, help him and bring the family back together. Except the cult finds them in this secluded cabin and terrorizes the family and Stephen Dorff. And then you have to find out, is the kid, you know, loyal to the cult or to the family? And, you know, he's still brainwashed and he's fighting it. He's got, you know, his girlfriend and his newborn baby is there too. And I just felt like it had some really creepy, especially with the cult, all the different weird like animal masks and stuff. Made me kind of think of like You're Next, which is awesome. I love the heck out of that one for a home invasion movie. That was a classic for sure, but somewhat reminiscent of that with all the animal masks and stuff like that. But the darkly lit shots right there too, some really violent scenes, but I felt like it just missed the mark. Like it could have been so much better. It had some great scenes, but then it feels like flat overall. Doesn't really fully stand out. I wanted more from it, and I felt like it's such a shame because I love the concept. I love the look to a lot of the shots and characters, and had some creepiness going on for sure, and well shot cinematography wise, but it just doesn't stand out. It could have been. It's just a missed opportunity, and I'm bummed about it because I wanted to like it so much more. It just fell flat, and I was just like, give me some more of that. But it's worth a one-time watch, I would say. And this is a Scream Factory release, in fact, so that is pretty cool. And you can find some Scream Factory titles at your local Dollar Tree now, and they have some good companies releasing. I feel like before you see a lot of the same stuff, some Echo Bridge, and now you're seeing a lot of RLJ, but you also see some big studios out there too. Sony, in fact, in here for Bad Teacher, but you see a lot of Warner Brothers titles now as well. Like things that were released like 3 years ago are now getting Dollar Tree releases from big studios. But there's also like a lot of things that are released maybe like a year ago from other companies that are getting it right to the Dollar Tree within like a year, which is mind-blowing to me. Next up, though, is the Munsters Scary Little Christmas. I ended up getting this at my Dollar Tree and forgetting that I had it in this lot from MI Dollar Tree DVD. So if anybody's interested in doing a trade for this one, let me know. It's brand new, still sealed. I love the white case as well. Very fitting for this one. It's not the original Munster cast. This one is set during, it says 1996. But it's still a fun, entertaining one with the same cast of characters. Let me know what you think of the new Rob Zombie Munsters movie. They did the cast reveal. Of course, Sherry Moon Zombie is going to be Lily Munster. I feel like that shouldn't have been a shock to anybody. And personally, I'm a fan of Sherry Moon Zombie. So I've liked her and the Rob Zombie. I mean, even back to, White Zombie. She's always been involved in everything that he's done. So it shouldn't have been a shocker. And I like her. I'm a fan, especially in, the Firefly trilogy movies. She's so good as Baby, that kind of trashy, dirty, crazy role. Oh, it works for me. But yeah, let me know what your favorite Rob Zombie movie is. I really loved Lords of Salem. To me, it was going to be an all-time classic witch horror movie, throwback to 70s, witch movies. But the last 20 minutes or so brought it down a bit. But still, overall, a really good film for me. I enjoyed the heck out of that one. But I digress. Let's get back to this one. I love the tagline. It's a Munster piece. I love it. But, just dealing with Christmas and, the different cast of characters and helping Santa out, and then the elves. And there's a neighborhood Christmas decoration challenge kind of thing going on. And, she's trying to take part of that, Lily Munster, and, Eddie Munster in here, trying to get him into the Christmas spirit. And there's some, recognizable people in here. Sam McMurray, good character actor. Sandy Barron as well as Grandpa Munster. That was one of the things too, when I saw the Rob Zombie reveal for the Munsters cast, I wasn't shocked or surprised by Sherry Moon Zombie, but the look for Grandpa Munster, he's always kind of cartoonish, but so much more in that cast photo. But we'll see. I'm gonna still check it out. I am a fan of Rob Zombie, music and movie wise, so I'm looking forward to checking that one out. I know a lot of people aren't, but I feel like everybody's complaining about it. They're still going to watch it. So that's ultimately what matters. And he's going to keep making movies. There's talk of him doing like the Blob remake or another Blob remake. I actually love the Blob remake, one of my favorite horror remakes. Let me know what your favorite horror remake is. But I could see him doing that and doing something like that justice, but I don't feel like it's necessary for that one because we already have like an all-time classic film for that one. But I mean, there's so many. I know you can say that for he's done the Halloween, he's done he's going to do the Munsters now, but I don't know. I like his vision. I like his style. You can definitely tell he's a fan of horror and grindhouse, and I appreciate that. But yeah, the Munsters Scary Little Christmas. It's a fun time. It's not great. It's not the same cast from the original series or anything like that, but they're good in their roles, and it's entertaining if you want to see those characters again and with a Christmas theme. And it's funny because on the back it says it's a 2-hour TV movie, but on the bottom right here it says 1 hour and 31 minutes. So clearly, the 2-hour is the runtime with the commercials and stuff, but it's an actual hour and a half. Next up is one that I've seen parts of, but I've never seen the full thing. It's the X, the unrated edition. And the cast is a big draw right here. Zach Braff, which I love Scrubs, one of my all-time favorite TV shows. For me, I would say top 7. I'm very list and detail oriented, so if I can say top 5 or I'm gonna give you the direct, probably like number 7 all-time favorite show. I love that show so friggin' much. Let me know what your favorite TV show of all time is. Like Garden State is another favorite movie of mine. I'd say top 50 for sure. But yeah, Zach Braff, Amanda Peet, Jason Bateman, Charles Grodin, Fred Armisen, Amy Adams, Amy Poehler, Donald Logue, Mia Farrow. That cast is friggin' amazing. So I actually just recently rewatched Rosemary's Baby, which is an all-time classic. Love the heck out of that one. And Mia Farrow was excellent in that role. She was like young too in that. I want to say like 22, 23, something like that. Kind of surprising. And John Cassavetes was much older, well, you know, a bit older. But yeah, so the cast was a huge draw for this one. I feel like you know what you're getting yourself into with this. Zach Braff and Amanda Peet are married, and she's got, I guess, an ex who is Jason Bateman's character, who's in a wheelchair, and he's, I guess, plotting to get her back. And she, you know, Zach Braff is trying to get to the bottom of it. He's he's a slacker husband with a knack for getting fired, but a nose for smelling a rat. So he suspects that his new handy-capable job mentor is plotting against him, lusting after his wife. And so it's just, you know, a crazy misadventures after that, trying to, you know, basically show that he's doing these certain things. And, you know, Amanda Peet doesn't believe it, of course. That's what I'm guessing here. And then just the supporting cast is awesome here. So I'm a fan of the people involved, and it looks like it's going to be a crazy time. So for $1, why the heck not? And that's another thing too. It is low risk, potential high reward for these, $1. How can you go wrong? If you don't like it, you could sell it, you could trade it, you at least make $1 off of it. Next up, which this is so freaking awesome to me, Celtics Lakers Best of Enemies 30 for 30. This was from Walmart for $18 right there. And now at the Dollar Tree, they get a lot of Walmart Select titles recently at the Dollar Trees, and then some Canadian releases as well, which I think is actually pretty cool. Even though it has, you know, English and French text on the back of the covers and stuff, I don't mind that as much. But you can get slipcovers that they don't have here in the U.S., and then you can get Blu-Rays that they don't have here in the U.S. they have in Canada that now we can get at the Dollar Tree. So I'm super thankful for that. But Celtics Lakers Best of Enemies, an amazing 30 for 30. Just so friggin' awesome, you know, especially during the 80s, showing, you know, how crazy basketball was. You know, you could knock somebody over and not get ejected. Now you breathe on somebody, people are getting ejected. But yeah, it's 3 finals in 4 years in the 80s, Lakers versus Celtics. Are you a Lakers or Celtics fan? Of the two, who would you prefer? Let me know who your favorite basketball team is. Let me know who your favorite basketball player of all time is. Your favorite modern basketball player. But yeah, just classics right there. So many great legends involved, and you get to see a lot of, you know, interviews, people talking about it. This was such an amazing 2-part film right here, 30 for 30. 33 championships, 12 NBA final matchups, 2 teams. So I love the heck out of this. Basketball, I grew up playing basketball, so I was always, I still watch the games now, although the games, it's changed so drastically. The 3-pointers, you can't drive to the lane without going to the line now. It's crazy to me, but I still enjoy it. I grew up being a Charlotte Hornets fan back when you had Grandmama and Zoe and, you know, Muggsy, Del Curry, Kendall Gill, Rex Chapman, and then I moved to New York, and then Larry Johnson went to New York, the Knicks, so I became a Knicks fan. And then, you know, there was no Charlotte team. They moved, became the Pelicans, and then there was the Bobcats, and now it's the Hornets again. So I still kind of root a bit for the Hornets, but I follow the Knicks now mostly. But yeah, this was awesome to see. That's so exciting. And I really want to get The Last Dance for the Chicago Bulls, especially during the 90s, that ESPN set, because to me that was like the best part of you know, the pandemic going on. That mini series, that was so friggin' amazing. The Last Dance with Jordan and Pippen and just, you know, the Bulls, just everybody in there, just it was so freaking good. I could have gone for more of that. Give me a second. You know, like I want more of all of that, but that was amazing. Next up is a Walmart Select title right there with that sticker, Berlin Syndrome with Teresa Palmer, who I am a big fan of. I think she's absolutely stunning and talented. She was in the horror comedy, horror rom-com, I would say, Warm Bodies, which I love the heck out of that one. Take Me Home Tonight, which is a really good, entertaining one, throwback comedy movie. Love that one. But I believe she's Australian, and she's done some other films as well, but those are like a couple of my favorites from her. But she is so talented, and she deserves to be in more things. I feel like I haven't seen her in a lot of things recently, but she's on vacation in Europe. Yeah, Australian photojournalist Claire meets Andy, a charismatic local man. There's instant attraction, night of passion ensues, and then he essentially abducts her, locks her in his apartment, and they say this on the back, an easy mistake, of course, except he has no intention of letting her go again, ever. I just like an easy mistake, locking her in the apartment. But yeah, so it's going to be, thrilling, intense, that cover alone. But yeah, the main draw for me was Teresa Palmer, and I've heard good things about this one. I haven't heard a lot of things, but the few things that I have heard have been positive. So I'm expecting it to be, very tense, palpable tension, I'm sure. And then last but not least is one I'm super friggin' excited for. This is a Sony Pictures Classics release for Soul Power. And I know there's a Blu-ray release for this one as well. And I might try to pick this up on Blu-ray if I enjoy this release. I feel like, how can you not enjoy this release? This seems so friggin' amazing to me. I can't wait to check this one out. It's essentially a music concert. And it says it's one of the most extraordinary concert events ever filmed from 1974 music festival planned to coincide. It's from in Zaire, 3-night Zaire music festival, but it's supposed to coincide with the Muhammad Ali George Foreman match, Rumble in the Jungle. Remember Ali Boombaye, which means Ali kill him, which is so crazy. They were wild up in Zaire for that, but what an amazing fight as well, boxing match. But this one basically, again, you've got B.B. King, James Brown, Bill Withers, Celia Cruz, and a host of others, but you get to see so many people involved in here, and you've got on-the-spot commentary and just this is a fly-on-the-wall look at all the turbulent proceedings too. So you get to see the musicians, the concert organizers, and just the boxing. Don King's in here, Muhammad Ali. So this to me sounds so friggin' amazing. To see all these classic musicians, and to see, they're going to have Muhammad Ali and Don King there. I guess George Foreman was out. You can only pick one side, I guess. But this, I'm so excited for this one. It's part documentary, I guess, and then part, music concert. Backstage pass to one of the most extraordinary concert events ever filmed. So, the greatest music festival that you've never seen. Can't wait for it. But there we go. Those are the 14 pickups. If you've seen any of them, definitely let me know what you think of them and which one is your favorite and which one I should watch first and what you've picked up recently at your Dollar Tree movie-wise and your best pickup at your Dollar Tree movie-wise has been. Leave me those comments down below, and I hope everybody's doing well. Take care. And a big thank you again to Larry and Melissa from MI Dollar Tree DVD for helping me get these movies. I really appreciate it. And they help so many people get movies at the Dollar Tree. They are awesome, a great part of the movie collecting community on here, physical media for life. So a big shout out to them. Again, link will be down below for their YouTube.